Hi, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, you have a challenge, a project that I'm going to attempt. And I'm going to film a quick intro clip because I've been putting this off for forever, but I need to get down to it. Back at the beginning of the summer, I saw on Facebook that a teacher was selling her classroom library, basically, because she's moving overseas, and I decided to purchase the whole thing. And I think I may have mentioned this before in another clip, but that included a lot of books. A lot of different kinds of books. I didn't take the time to sort through it on the picture that she put. I just bought the whole lot. The other part of that is I don't put books on my shelf in my classroom that I have not personally read. Let me show you the current status. To start off with, there were several crates and one box. So if you see here, that's one of the boxes. The other crates are out there. We have several stacks here. These stacks here that you see here, all of these plus a couple over here, are books that I have not read. I have not gone through them. The only sorting that I did was, this was one sort, books that I had not read. I also sorted any duplicates and books that I had not read yet. So we have here some of the other crates that were involved, plus some of my books. So these books have already been set out. They're going to go into my classroom library when I can take them in. These books here on this edge here are either the graphic novels or books that I purchased this summer that I'm going to take in. These two are a combination because one of the categories, I forget which it was, didn't fit all in one crate. But these are books that are either duplicates of ones that I knew that I had in my classroom library or ones already in the stacks. So that brings me to what is going to be this challenge. Like I mentioned, I don't put books on my shelves that I haven't read yet, and the biggest piles were the ones that I haven't read. So the next step in this challenge is going to be a second sort of all of these books. I am going to sort them by, I haven't even decided yet. I think I'm going to sort them by genre, by series, etc., by my personal interest, or by whether I think they're appropriate for middle grade students. Because the teacher that I purchased them from, she taught high school. So, at least I think she did. There's the sort that comes first. Then I have to decide, am I going to just say, you know what, I'm not going to hold on to this, I'm going to donate this. If there are ones that I'm not going to donate, I have to start making my way through the list, the stacks, I should say, and read them. I don't know how long this challenge is going to take, but we shall see. Okay, it is now time to attempt to sort the books. I'm going to do a rough sort first, then come back here and tell you my thoughts. We shall see where we go from there. Obviously, this video is not going to have my challenge of reading through different books, but my tentative plan is to put books, at least, I know there are books within various series that got put in various containers, so I need to put those together. I also want to sort books between ones where I'm wondering why they're in a classroom library, like One by One by Ruth Ware. I don't think I'm going to put this in my middle school classroom. Though that I think is my rough sort for the time being. Hopefully I'll have some like not time lapse, but just like B-roll here of me sorting things and then trying to figure it out.
I've been out of my head, can't get out of bed. Too much on my brain, but got it good, can't complain.
Okay, so I don't know if you caught some of my faces during that clip there. There are some books in here that I'm really wondering about. I really wish I had looked at the titles a lot closer before I purchased this stack. There are several in here that are ones that I would think are typical. There's a lot of them, and I'll go through those in a moment. Here's my stack of ones that I'm like, I'm not putting these on my shelves. I'm going to donate them. I'm going to unhaul them. These, just because they just seem way too advanced. I actually don't know much about these, but we've got Paradise Valley, Dark Roads. They both seem like thriller. A lot of these adult books that I have in here seem like thrillers. I'm not personally interested in these, so I'm not going to hold on to them. Those were in a separate stack because they were hardcover, and this stack is paperback. So there are some in here where I am mildly interested. Okay, this one I'm not sure about. You know what? I need an unsure pile. So this is going into the unsure pile. We've got several Lisa Jewell and Ruth Ware. I'm not putting those in an 8th grade classroom. Some I am mildly interested in, some I am not, and not all of these are Lisa Jewell and Ruth Ware. But we've got Then She Was Gone, The Woman in Cabin 10. I think I am going to hold on to these because I have a Lisa Jewell book that I got through Book of the Month that I'm going to give a try, just for me personally, but I'm not going to put them in an 8th grade classroom. So they may get unhauled, they may not. This one is getting unhauled. It's creepy. It's not my taste, and I also don't think I'm going to put it in an 8th grade classroom. Then we have The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I am mildly interested in this one. So that's going to go on my personal TBR. Not going to put it in my classroom library. Then we've got The Killing Forest. Nope. No. I also have to keep in mind the fact that there are a lot of genres of books that I'm not personally interested in, but my students might be. So we've got a few more along that list. We've got One by One, another Ruth Ware book that's going in the pile of possibilities. The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I'm not 100% certain on this one. It's going to go in the pile of possibilities for now. For me, we've got Secrets of Southern Girls. I'm not interested in this. One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. No. All right, so those are the adult books. I think these are also adult, but I'm not sure, so they're going to go in the unsure pile. Next, we have several series. This series is I'm number 4 series, but it doesn't have all of them in the series. We have 5, 7, 9, and 10. So I am going to hold on to this. I enjoyed I Am Number 4 when I read it. So I might try to read this series. So this is one of these series that I have in front of me that will be going on my shelves. I'm just going to make sure that I have the rest of the series and I get to it. I don't know if this is a series or not, but I set them aside like it. This is not my genre. So for some of the ones in the uncertain pile, I might read a bunch of reviews. So this is going in the uncertain pile. There's also a few that, knowing the demographics of the students that I read, I just don't think that they are going to fit. For example, we have this series. It's a private novel. That's the name of the series. That's so weird to me. But, I mean, I'm going into a Title I school with over 60% Latina students. This is like a private boarding school sort of situation. I don't think they're gonna want these. I'm not interested in reading. I don't feel like torturing myself for it. So these are getting unhauled. There's another series that I'm not 100% certain on. You can't tell but by people on the cover because there are no people on the cover. But it's called the Lux series. So we've got the Lux, Envy, Rumors, and Splendor. Yeah, it's Manhattan's Most Dazzling Socialites. I'm going to unhaul these. I don't think they'll appeal. This next group of books, I thought for sure that Lisa McMann did adult thrillers, but I looked on the back of these and it seems like they're young adult. So I'm not sure about these. This, I don't know if you can hear my grandfather laughing upstairs, but so I'm not sure about this series. Wake, Gone, and Fade. I am not 100% sure, so I'm putting this in the not sure pile. I don't know anything about this series. It's a whole bunch of books. It's the Chronicles of Vladimir Todd, and there's nothing on the back to tell me anything about it. Interesting. 12th grade kills. On the back. 8th grade bites. My guess is there's 9th grade slays. Oh. High school totally bites when you're a half human, half vampire. There might be some appeal for that one. That one's going into the I need to research more pile. There's the Unsure. I need to research more. James Dashner, this is not part of his Maze Runner series, but this is a book 3. So I'm going to do some more research on this one, but that's a maybe. Then there's this one. I thought it was part of a series, but I didn't see anything similar to that. Interesting. This blurb says, if Stephen King had written Lord of the Flies, it might have been a little like this. So again, I'm unsure on this one, so that's going into that pile. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 3 stacks and I'm going to separate them by age group, middle grade versus young adult, to the extent that I can be reasonably sure. Be back in a moment after that. Okay. As I go through this stack, I'm almost certain I'm going to keep all of the middle grade books. Not really a surprise there. I might keep some of the young adult books, not as sure. I remember there was another section that I put to the side, and those were memoir nonfiction types. Of those, even though I am mildly interested in this, I don't think it's really going to appeal to the demographic of students that I have, so I'm going to unhaul this. We've got A Soldier's Secret. I'm interested in reading Boys in the Boat, and I think this will be interesting to them. This one, the youngest person to climb 7 summits, they might be interested in that one. And then this one, they might definitely be interested in. I see the appeal for this one. Americanized Rebel Without a Green Card. Okay, so these are definitely staying. So I'm going to make a pile of books that I'm going to put on my challenge TBR. Those are going to go there. I also have Red Rising. I knew this was in here. I knew I was going to be getting to the book somewhat soon. This is a book that's not going on my challenge TBR because I've already read it. I am going to take it into my classroom. I'm going to go through the YA books next. I'm probably going to have several to add to these piles back here. Let's determine what these piles are that you can just barely not see. So there's ones that I am unsure of and ones that are maybes. So the ones that are maybes are going to go in one pile. Ones that I don't know anything about are going to go in that pile. And I just discovered some others that might be, that were not in a stack anywhere, that I don't really know anything about. All right, we've got The Green Glass Sea. That's going to go in the unsure pile. Lola and the Boy Next Door. I don't know whether or not that is... It looks like this is a movie adaptation or a TV show adaptation cover, so that's going to go in unsure. We've got The Cellar by Natasha Peterson. It says it's a Wattpad sensation, also known as aka Wattpad sensation Natasha Peterson. It's like the same... Oh, Preston. Oh, I've been saying Peterson and it's Preston. It's literally the author's name just put together. I don't know why that's an AKA. It's the same one. Anyway, again, going in the unsure pile. I think this was just YA. I just had it in the wrong section. So we've got Crater. So this is sci-fi. I'm going to put this in the I think I will try this pile. So we've got a handful here that are sports related books that tend to appeal to male readers. We've got Curveball, The Year I Lost My Grip. Heat by Mike Lupica. This is a very popular author for the sports type books. And then we've got 2 that are by Roland Smith. We've got Peaked and The Edge. And we've got this one, Benched. They're all very small. These are going to go into the possibility, but I'm going to set them in a separate pile because they're all odd shapes. I am just going to show the title, and I'm going to put this in TBR pile, a maybe pile, and an unsure pile. I don't know. The maybe and the unsure might get mixed, but I'm not 100% certain. So we've got Shadow by Jenny Moss. That's going in the TBR pile. Beige, I'm unsure of. We've got Scribbler of Dreams. I'm going to put this in the TBR pile. Ghosts of War going into the TBR pile. And we're off. TBR pile. Oh, here's another Roland Smith that was just in another format. That's going in the TBR pile. Invisible Girl, TBR pile. I've got a whole stack here of Lois Duncan books. I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Third Eye, Killing Mr. Griffin, Down a Dark Hall, and Locked in Time. Yeah, these are going in the unsure / maybe pile. I'm combining those. Where She Went, Gail Forman, is going on the TBR pile. The Beginning of Everything, The Afterlife of Holly Chase, going on the TBR pile. And I am going to keep the TBR pile separated between middle grade and young adult. We've got Hex Hall. This is just the whole prep school sort of thing. I don't think it's going to appeal. I'm not going to keep it in my classroom library. I'm also trying to be conscious of the fact that some of these might not appeal to me, but they might appeal to other readers. I'm going to be stretching myself a bit here. We have All the Bright Places. I think I've read this one, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to put it in the TBR pile for now. Okay, so I don't know if you got that. There was an E. Lockhart book, and I decided to put that in the unhaul pile. Some of these I'm deciding just as I look at them. All right, we've got another Gail Forman, and the more famous Gail Forman, If I Stay. I might have read this, unsure, but it's going in the TBR pile for now. Mike Lupica going in the TBR pile. Stronger, Faster, and More Beautiful. I'm not interested in this one. I think a lot of those maybes are going to end up unhauled, but we shall see. All right, and then we have Wish You Were Here. It's an ALA best book for young adults, so I'm going to put this in the TBR pile. Glimmer of Hope. This is a nonfiction, so I should have already looked at this. Definitely going in the TBR pile. All right, The Serpent King. I am pretty sure I've read this. The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. Pretty sure I've read this, so I'm going to put them in the TBR pile. They might not need to be read. Witch Eyes. Braden's Witch Eyes gave him an enormous power. It's going in the maybe. The Third Twin. Going in the maybe. Love by the Morning Star. I'm not a romance person, but I know it's a very popular genre, so it's going in the TBR. Code Talkers by Joseph Bruchac, TBR pile. Don't Call Me Ishmael. Nowhere to Hide. This is a sequel, and I don't have the first book. I'm going to unhaul this one. All right, another Jennifer Niven book, Holding Up the Universe. Again, I know I've read a Jennifer Niven book, but I don't remember which one it is, so it's going in the TBR pile. Sweep. This is, I'm not even sure about this one. Unhaul pile. Okay, I got to move these number 4 books over here. We've got Into the Dim and Sparks of Light. These are a series. I'm going to put these in the TBR pile. All right, so now that leaves my middle grade stack. As I was putting all of these in the stack, I am pretty sure I'm going to put all of these on the shelves. So I'm not going to go through all of these individually, but you've got authors like Walter Dean Myers. Abby's in here somewhere. I don't know where that book went. Right here, The True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle. You've got Seraphina and the Black Coat. So there's a lot of typical ones in here and also ones that I'm interested in. Oh, this is hilarious. The name of this book is Secret by Pseudonymous Bosch. That looks really interesting. So I think I have finally sorted through all of the books. Before I make a conclusion and wrap up to this clip, I am going to go through. This was another duplicate. I tried to sort out all the duplicates. This one's going to stay off to the side until I read it. And then if I want to put it on my shelves, I will take this in as well. So before I do my wrap-up clip, I'm going to look at all of the books that I have in the maybe pile and make a decision on whether or not I'm going to unhaul it or put it in the TBR pile. I think a lot of this is going to come down to gut instinct. I have a feeling that a lot of these are going to get unhauled. Okay, so this is about music. I'm actually going to put this in the TBR pile. The Cellar just seems to me more geared towards adult fiction, so I'm unhauling that. And I'm not personally interested in it. Some of the, like the Lucy Foley and etc., I'm putting it on my personal TBR, but not part of the challenge TBR because it's not going in the classroom library. Lola and the Boy Next Door. It's the same author as Anne and the French Kiss, so unhauling that. The Green Glass Sea. I'm going to put this on the TBR. This is actually historical fiction. So we have Fade, Gone, and Wake. Yeah, that's a no. I just read this first. Not all dreams are sweet. For 17-year-old Janie, getting sucked into other people's dreams is getting old. Especially the falling dreams that naked, but nobody notices dreams and the sex-crazed dreams. Okay, nope, those are getting unhauled. Dead is just a rumor. Dead is a state of mind. Seems like this might be a zombie. Tricks, Threats, and Good Cats. Okay, I'm going to put these on the TBR. Oh, these are Natasha, these are both Natasha Preston, the TikTok sensation. Natasha Preston, same name. No, unhauling those. Crow Lake, I'm not really interested in. It's probably fine. Witch Eyes, it's creepy. Am I gonna have a lot of horror in my shelves? Interesting. Third twin, two twin sisters make up a third sister. I'll put it on there, but just know I'm not so certain. And no, all the Lois Duncan books. Okay, this one does not really appeal to me. I think I am going to hold on to this one, even though it's book 3. And then we have the Vladimir Todd books. I am going to hold on to these with the caveat that only one of the books is going to make it on the actual challenge TBR, whichever is the first one of these. And if I don't like it, I'm DNFing the series and unhauling the rest. I'm going to replace this battery and then do my wrap up. All right, so what is the challenge going to entail? I am not going to make these books my entire TBR. I'm going to make it another one of the things where I am going to pull several of these books to put on my TBR each month, but not necessarily all of them or even a majority of them, because I know that a lot of these books are not my particular genre and I don't want to burn out. I don't want to get disinterested in reading. I have a fair number of books that I'm already putting in my classroom library, so this is just an effort to beef that up because I'm going to stick to my idea of not putting books on shelves that I have not read yet, which I had gone back and forth between saying, just make a section. These are the books that I haven't gotten to yet. I can't recommend them yet. Maybe they'll be good. Or do I just wait and add them to the shelves as I read them? That's what I have decided to do. So I think I may or may not do an ongoing vlog and do one monthly video every other month. Maybe just tuck it in updates into wrap-ups as to what I'm going to do. But I am maybe just going to do updates here and there about how I'm getting through all of these stacks and how many books are making it onto my classroom shelves or not making it onto my classroom shelves. Might come back every other month to these, but it's not going to be a sole focus for any length of time. At the end of the year, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look back through the stacks and see how many of these I just passed over because, you know, I wasn't interested in them and didn't necessarily want to put them on my classroom shelves, and then just unhaul them if I need to. I'm going to set a deadline of the end of the year. Am I still interested in these? Are they not sparking joy, as Marie Kondo would say? Do another reevaluation in December and go from there. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.